of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Trevor drops. Looking, fires toward the goal line. Ultimately caught for the touchdown. Brian Thomas Jr. for the score. Second and goal from a 1-foot line. They hand it to Tank toward the goal line. Touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown run by Tank Bigsby, and the Jags have taken the lead to the 10-yard line, right up the middle of the field. 20, 25, 30, into the open field. Burger Washington along left side on 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Parker Washington just brought it all the way back, and the Jags have extended the lead. How good is that? They'll run it with Bigsby again to the middle of the field, lowers his shoulder, into the end zone, touchdown. And that's the icing on the cake here in London. Tank Bigsby for the score.
It is a great team effort. Offense, defense, special teams. We always say just try to go 1-0. We got to go 1-0. And we got to keep going 1-0. And we got to keep going 1-0. But you got to keep the same intensity, and you got to keep the same energy that we had this week. Okay? And continue to love on each other. You got to continue to do that. Embrace each other. Right? That's what I saw today. Hey, great job, man. Fantastic. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Victory Monday. For at least another week, Tony, you can, without reservation, love on your Jaguars, hug on your Jaguars, embrace your Jaguars as they went 1-0 this week. And maybe, just maybe, we need Ventrell Miller to give a pregame talk every week, right? Because it's not just that they won, right? Because they've been close and they won one other game this year without that big pregame speech. But you hear Doug Peterson right there in the postgame locker room saying, hey, let's bring this same intensity every single week. So I don't know where it was during the first two Patriot drives, but beyond that, pretty good performance, blowout second quarter, which is just what the doctor ordered.
No doubt. Look, this is a football team that couldn't have needed that moment more than they did, right? Like, don't need to be down 10-0 to anybody.
No.
But going down 10-0 to anybody, and the 2024 version of the Jaguars being able to overcome that kind of anything within a football game, I do think that's a potentially big moment for him. We'll see. I don't want to talk about dividends going into the future. Obviously, the schedule is much tougher starting this week against Green Bay. You go down 10-0 against Green Bay, that's a different story, right? Like, it's just a completely different animal. But against New England, 10-0 shouldn't be dead. And 10-0 wasn't dead for the football team yesterday. So at least little victories, right? Within victories for the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday, being they overcame some adversity within a football game yesterday and in the end dominated the New England Patriots when everything was said and done. Those last three quarters, they dominated the New England Patriots. The offensive line getting the job done. The run game obviously getting the job done. Don't need ETN out there for Tank Bigsby to be the man for a Sunday, right? Like these kind of things are really good signs for the football team going forward. They are still clearly a team that you look at them right now, week to week, if they're going to win, it's because the offense found a way to score 30. Because it doesn't seem like the defense is doing a whole lot to stop many people right now. So there are still issues with the football team, but yesterday those issues weren't big enough to get in the way of them getting their second victory of the year.
Look, I agree. They dominated pretty much the rest of the way. Still, that score by New England came a little too quickly.
It was easy.
Right? It was easy. And you're going to give up an easy touchdown every once in a while. And again, the bottom line, they doubled them up, 32-16. So it was an easy victory. We talked about it in the postgame yesterday. Did not like the idea. I don't mind Doug, the riverboat gambler, going for it on fourth down from the 45-yard line, right? Because it is a different age we're living in. It's not your grandpa's NFL, and people are mocking, the analytics say. Yeah, the analytics say that for a reason. Because it's mathematical numbers that don't have a preference one way or the other.
Right.
They tell you that you're 57% more likely to be successful if you go for it here as opposed to 43% if you don't, or whatever. I'm just making up the number.
It's all
right?
on the odds of win or lose.
It's on the odds.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean the 43% can't come in.
No.
But it's not like they're numbers that are just poof, pulled out of thin air.
Yeah, and we saw it on both sides, right? Like New England going for 2. And I thought that was as dumb as it could be.
That's so dumb.
Right, given where New England was in that game. That's not a football team that's going to score twice. Like, if you don't get that 2-point conversion, they are not a team that's capable
Score twice after
right,
that.
Like, they're not capable. They might be able to score one more time in the game, make that be the score that decides whether you get to overtime or not. I couldn't understand that one. I do think we've seen Doug the last 3 weeks especially. He's been way less aggressive on fourth down than he was early in the season. He's been more willing to take the long field goal attempt. He's been more willing to settle for 3 when they get stopped inside the 10. For whatever reasons, he felt like yesterday in that specific situation, I want to go for it here. And, we talked about it in the postgame a little bit yesterday. I'm okay with the calculus in your mind of, guys, we need you to get a half yard. Right? Like telling your offensive line, you've been dominating the entire game. We need you to get a half yard. And we feel like if you get this half yard, you're going to punch it into the end zone for us. That was kind of the feel that he might have had in the game. It's the feel I had. That's why I didn't have a big issue with them not kicking the field goal in the moment, because that's the feel I had. When they had the 4th and half yard, I was like, do it. Like that, but I understand you kick the field goal, you end the game. But I do think he's been a coach that for the last 3 weeks has been the guy who takes the field goal. I'm okay in one moment of him doing it the way that he did it, because I do think it had the potential to pay dividends for the football team going forward. In the end, it all works out because they don't give up the 2-point conversion. They wind up winning the game the way that they did. But I did think it was the mentality of his football team kind of moment to me, which he's been willing to kind of soft pedal that the last 3 weeks. It's the first moment where he's been aggressive in that kind of moment in the last 3 weeks, and I'm okay with it given the game situation.
Okay, so all that, and by the way, I'm completely against the decision. Kick the field goal, and you guarantee you're going to win.
No doubt.
At that point in time. And for a team that's got one of those in 6 games, you can't afford to not do that.
Totally.
And granted, they got away with it. But all right, so they make that. That's going to set the tone for the rest of the way. So by not making it, does that mean we shouldn't go for it anymore on fourth down?
Never go for it on fourth down. I think
does that mean that? I'm wondering.
I think it might.
Okay.
Given what we've seen them do the last 3 weeks, they were in a situation where they have the lead. They give the offensive line an opportunity because they've been controlling the football game. At that point, they're giving the offensive line an opportunity. I trust you to make it happen on this play. They didn't make it happen on this play. I think different games have different situations, but I think given what we've seen Doug Peterson do the last 3 weeks, I think the next situation like that he comes into, it'll be easy. It'll be easy. He'll kick the field goal. I don't even think it'll be a question the next time, because he hadn't had questions about kicking 55-yard field goals the last 3 weeks. He hadn't had questions about kicking 20-yard field goals the last 3 weeks.
And that's the thing. It's not like this. There's no degree of difficulty on this. This is a chip shot, old extra point that you're kicking here. You're not going to miss it, and you're going to go up 18 at that point. Look, they won. So it's okay. I'm not, as we say, you can make mistakes along the way. If you come out on top on the scoreboard, then you'll live to fight another day. I'm just talking about a decision in the moment that I absolutely disagreed with at the time. I'm glad they won. I don't care if it was 32-31. I would have taken it. But it just opened the door. And then you're right. Once you score and you're down 15, you cut it to 9 with a touchdown. To go for 2 there. I heard Coach Campo in the postgame saying, I know what he's thinking. Gerard Mayo's thinking is probably that we don't want overtime. We're going to go for 2 both times and try to win it. Well, now you're just giving yourself like a 1 in 4 chance of never mind the fact that you have to score the 2 touchdowns, because a 2-point conversion is about 50-50 to make. So you're 50-50 on the first one, then you got to make another one. On top of that, it's just a bad process.
These weird things happen with some of these teams sometimes. Like, I wouldn't be stunned if that's the way Gerard Mayo was thinking about it. Right, we're going to go for 2 both times, right? If we have the opportunity to score both times, we're going to go for 2 both times. That doesn't, we're discussing the Jags not kicking a field goal with a 15-point lead, right? And whether it was the right or wrong decision, and we're on different sides of that, and that's okay. And them deciding in that moment, if we score, we're going for 2 every time we score from here to the end of the game. Well, okay, that's why a team would be 1-5, and your chances of getting to 2 are really low. In those particular circumstances, they weren't playing the real odds within a game. They were playing whatever gut feeling the coach had, and look, that's on the coach making those kind of calls, and they're probably tearing them up in Boston today, and they should to some degree, but the team's terrible. They have a really bad team up there in New England.
Yeah, Coach Campbell was also talking about Jimmy Johnson yesterday. He said, Jimmy was like a literal genius. Like, he had all the odds in his head. Like, he knew what the percentage was if I go for it here, if I kick the field goal here. And saying, well, if you've got that, fine. Most of the rest of us are coaching on gut. Well, no, not anymore. Now it's all on a sheet. Yeah. It's all laid out for you. You don't have to have it in your head anymore. Yeah. You just go, what's the circumstance? Boom, there it is. We're more likely to be successful if we go for it or if we kick or if we punt or we do whatever in this circumstance. So you don't have to have a genius. You have the whole week to prepare those charts and have that ready to go.
There's no way there's any analytics chart that's actually taking into account a 15-point lead, 4th and half a yard, that doesn't say kick the field goal. Right,
I couldn't imagine.
Right, there's
no
way.
Up 18 here.
Right, there's no way any analytics say don't kick the field goal in this moment. That is the coach coaching off his gut. You can feel however you want to feel about him coaching off his gut in that moment. That's clearly what was happening in that moment.
Right, and it works, so it's all good. You want some positivity? Here's some positivity for you, okay? Not that winning isn't enough for this team that only has a couple of them this year, but Pro Football Network has a stat called Quarterback Plus, because everyone's got a stat, right?
Got to have something.
Everyone's got their own thing, right? Total QBR, passer rating, whatever.
How is he spinning the magic bean?
Where did Trevor Lawrence rank among magic bean spinners this week in Quarterback Plus, do you think? Just give me a rough range. Where do you think he fell this week?
7, 8.
7, 8. How about number 1?
Oh, wow.
Number 1 in the entire National Football League.
How do they determine the stat?
I don't know what goes into the formula. But he did complete 75% of his passes.
Played well.
Right? He didn't take any sacks, obviously. Credit to the offensive line. He didn't get hit for the second time in 3 weeks, which was good. He threw a touchdown. He didn't have any turnovers. So I don't know, because Jared Goff was number 2 on the list. I mean, Jared Goff has been playing out of his freaking mind.
What a month.
Lately.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. At one point in the game, he's 9 for 9 with a quarterback rating in the 150s, and he's had the highest back-to-back quarterback ratings of all time for any starter ever in the history of the stat.
Right.
And then but whatever goes into their QB plus, they really like what they saw from Trevor Lawrence this week. So now you got 3 weeks in a row, because last week Trevor wasn't the problem.
No.
3 weeks in a row where this guy is starting to, if he had been playing like this the full 7 games, you'd be like, yeah, I get why they're paying him the money.
No doubt.
So let's hope the first 4 games are their own thing.
Yeah.
And that we have somewhat turned a corner. Let's continue to give him that elite pass protection, because that was what it was this week.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that New England's got this bevy of rushers that you need to be concerned with. They don't.
Yeah.
Okay?
And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen Trevor on a heater, right?
No.
We've seen him get on these kind of roles before. He certainly seems to be in one right now.
Know what we need to do this week, Tone?
What's that?
Go 1-0.
Just
go 1-0.
Just beat the pack.
All right, 641-1010 is the magic set of numbers right there if you'd like to get in on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines today. Happy Victory Monday. We do have some Victory Monday gear. Coincidentally, you, me, and Pockets all wore the Victory Monday shirt today. Pockets, was this a difficult decision? Is this just what the next clean one was in the pile? Or?
Yes, it was up top, and I grabbed it this morning, and I said it's Monday.
So here we are. It's Monday. We won. It's Victory Monday, so we got some shirts we'll give out. Just keep in mind, you got to be able to come by the station to pick up your shirt, okay? I'm not going to spend the rest of the week mailing out shirts.
You're not going to hunt them down?
I'm not going to hunt them down.
Yeah,
so, but
job,
if you're local, and we might have some keyword triggers that when you Victory Monday shirt, they're highly coveted, Tone, from what I hear, because we don't have many victories around these parts. At least we haven't since we printed these shirts.
I've had some friends asking about them. I'm
I
like,
bet you
got to win one.
Slap that hand right on down, all right? So you can get in at 641-1010, also on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. It's not just for calling randomly. Like they're calling like, give me a shirt. We'll see.
We'll see.
You better have something to talk about when you call in. I hope. All right. Never mind. I was going to go down a rabbit hole right there. All right. So we got that. You can hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Yankees.
No, don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. Sorry.
What'd I do?
Don't even talk to me. I don't want to hear from you.
What?
And don't want to hear from you in that department.
I try to be good.
Go away. Go away. You know, Rebolt will get them next time. Don't worry, Rebolt. We'll get them next time.
Next year.
It is a best of 5, right? Because one loss doesn't determine everything.
We do these 2-year contracts. Home and
Oh,
away.
it's just home and away.
Yeah.
But it's only one game a year?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. All right. Baseball, they usually play more than just the one game, but as it turns out. All right. So if you want to get in, you know the ways to do it. David Garrard's got the day off. That was a scheduled day off. Either that or his Victory Monday shirt was still in the laundry basket. Might not have gotten around to it. I don't know. We probably could have dug up another one for him.
Let's give him a reason to wear one next week, too.
All right, so let's celebrate. Give us your reaction to it. That's basically your Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day. What is your reaction to the Jags' 32-16 victory over the New England Patriots and the fact that D-Rock is likely to buy breakfast for everybody this week? Wouldn't you say pretty like most? Would you say he's got the worst odds or Pockett's got the worst odds?
I think D-Rock has the worst odds, but I do think it's not. It could be tight.
Only
I think
one of us know they're not buying breakfast.
Yeah, I think the Derrick Henry button's a big one to press. I wouldn't be all that nervous if I was Pockets. But.
Yeah, freaking Daniels, man.
God. Things happen in pregame warm-ups. Sometimes guys get thrown out on Monday Night Football in pregame warm-ups.
That's part of the nerves, even only needing 20 points. I'm like, I got 3 guys to get the 20 points, but who knows? You know, things happen.
Yeah, just as Jaden Daniels. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And still, Terry McLaurin gave you 15 points yesterday. All right, there you go. See, when they win, we can talk about the breakfast bowl for a moment here. All right, let's get into your calls, your reaction to all that went down yesterday for those 3 hours in London. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark here with you. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Get insight from the Jags head coach.
I believe that our goals are still in front of us.
Doug Peterson joins the Frangie Show Fridays at 4:05. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The Teal and Black needed to get points on the board early while across the pond, and the Young Guns made sure that they delivered in a big spot. Thanks to an 8-play sequence capped off by a Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown, Jacksonville would make the score 10-7 with 9:21 left in the first half. The 68-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down. creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
This is Keith Scott with Veterans Wholesale Cabinets. We are Northeast Florida's cabinet experts and your best option to elevate your home improvement project for both homeowners and contractors, and attention to detail to every project. VeteransWholesaleCabinets.com.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed is taking action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit, lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. That means this is the best chance in 2 years to do a cash-out refi and unlock all that equity at an amazing rate. Loan Pronto has fixed loans under 5% APR, the lowest in 2 years. You can get a fast refi and get $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 in cash. Use it to pay off all your credit cards, personal loans, car loans. You'll end up with one payment each month. And for most homeowners, they save over $850 every month. If you want to keep your original mortgage intact, ask about the Loan Pronto Express Equity Line of Credit. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. So call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781.
Arrested? Got traffic tickets? DUI? License problems, gun charges, drug charges? If you've been charged with any crime, call me, criminal defense attorney Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All I do is win, win, win. No
He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
And they stay there.
All right, DG's got the day off. Jaguars get the day off. Took care of business on half the trip, anyway. You know, in all honesty, hey, if they'd beaten the Bears and lost to New England, I feel worse, right? Even though they'd beaten a better team.
Probably, yeah.
Right, because they would have lost to such a miserable team. And you look at the freaking Browns, dude. That's going to be the albatross hanging around your neck all season. How'd you lose to that garbage squad? Honest to goodness.
Not with that guy playing quarterback. I don't know how you lose to him.
I mean, like...
No one else has to worry about that the rest of the year.
Yeah, I don't know what the financial implications are on an injury to Deshaun Watson in terms of what he gets and what he doesn't get and all this stuff. I don't care. But I certainly don't feel sorry for Deshaun Watson, you know. And apparently there were some high-profile guys like LeBron James going, I can't believe. I guess fans were probably cheering that he got hurt is my guess. The reaction?
The internet went crazy. He got booed when he entered the field up in Cleveland, like heavily booed.
Why shouldn't he? He's a piece of scum.
Right. Like,
never mind the fact that he's a terrible player at this stage of his career.
It's all against him right now, and the whole world was taking victory laps on an Achilles injury for a quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, but you know what? Like keep that same energy. Like, he was always a scumbag. If you were cheering him in week 1 and you're booing him now just because he's not playing well, it depends.
That's
like
how fandom works sometimes.
I guess.
But it is the way fandom's working up in Cleveland. He is public enemy number 1, has been for a while.
All right, we got a few little I don't want anybody come in with a laundry list of trying to checklist to get a T-shirt. If you do, you're just not going to get one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, make a point or, an observation, whatever the case may be. I added another one. We got a list of little things that'll trigger a T-shirt giveaway. I got another one based on a tweet we just got here. In fact, I might just reach out to this person who sent the tweet, Tony. That might be the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The end of it, and I can't read the whole thing because this laptop is going to go through a window here in a minute, honestly. Like, can we get a new laptop? Can we get a new laptop in this place?
It might be the World Wide Web that's holding back.
I don't think it's the World Wide Web. When you get the, in parentheses, not responding, and the whole screen gets that kind of gray haze over it, and then you just get the little thing circling and everything's frozen. So I can't even read who sent this, but I will know where it is. They asked, where's Mason Smith? Are you kidding me? After trading Roy Robertson Harris, did that not feel like Doug Peterson's like, oh, really, Trent? Okay. You going to force me to play your guy by trading Roy Robertson Harris?
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you. I'm not even going to activate him. Didn't it feel like that?
It felt like something.
I don't know. Like, what else are we doing? Did Mason Smith have a sack last week?
He did.
So, do we not? He was second-round pick, right? Raved about him in training camp. And he's got to get some exposure. You rotate him like a hockey line in there. It's not like he has to play 80% of the snaps. You can't find 20 snaps for Mason Smith that's going to not cause your team to fall into a pit of despair on Sunday morning?
It was certainly an odd decision to be made by the team going into given the week that they just had, as you mentioned, with trading one of their interior guys. But in defense of the move, they gave up 38 yards on the ground, right? And I get it. New England's not a great running team anyway.
Dude, their running back's hurt. Their backup got hurt.
I know.
And left the game.
I know. There's no real defense for the team not playing a second-round pick at this point, given where the team is.
Did Asese not start last week?
Well, he couldn't get out there either.
Right. That's it's
I
weird.
don't know what is going on with those game day decisions,
something's
but
weird
something is.
with that Mason Smith situation. All right, let's go to the lines. At 641-1010. On a Victory Monday, we should be generally in a celebratory mood today. Generally, I say. Another one from James on Twitter. They beat a terrible team. They're still a bad team through the first 7 games. Not going to argue that either.
No.
Yeah, you're right. 2-5, you're a bad team.
Yeah.
Right? You can dig out of it, but you haven't. Not just by beating that terrible team.
No.
But I'd rather beat the terrible team than lose to the terrible team.
You couldn't dig out of it if you lost to New England. It's still... The
Correct.
Possibility is still there for them to dig out of this.
Yeah, not expecting it, quite frankly.
No.
But, hey, let's go 1-0 this week. Let's go to Adam in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Adam, you're on Jaguars Today. I don't know. There we go. I think that worked. Adam, go ahead.
Morning, gents, and happy Victory Monday.
Yes,
likewise.
Sir. I know I don't qualify for a T-shirt, so I'm not going to be too positive so I don't steal anybody's answers. So
you do if you want to drive down here and grab it. You could certainly have one, but
Well, I don't know if the wife and kids will allow that.
I understand, brother.
All right, so a couple of things. First off, welcome to the Jaguars. Eric Armstead finally making an impact, and surprise, surprise, it's coming from the defensive tackle position. So.
Yeah,
that is something that we should have been seeing all year long.
Who'd have thunk a guy who's been a defensive tackle should play defensive tackle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this sort of roster games that they're playing. You made a great point with the Mason Smith thing earlier. I don't know what's going on there, but there's definitely something going on.
It's just weird, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Secondly, I know he's a great player, and I'm super glad we re-signed him and he's on our team, but Josh Hines Allen, it's been a bit of a disappointment this year, so just going to listen to your thoughts off here, and let's get a Duval.
All right, Adam, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Yeah, Josh Hines Allen has not been a major factor. There are some metrics that indicate he's getting pressure, but sorry, man. And we all, it's not all about sacks. Well, a lot of it is about sacks. Who gets paid the most money? For all the teams that'll tell you it's not all about sacks, and then they go and give Nick Bosa and T.J. Watt and these guys these massive contracts. Why? Because they get a lot of sacks. What do you think, if Josh Allen had 10 sacks last year, do you think he's making $30+ million a year?
Probably not. No.
I don't. I mean, like, I'd love for Josh to be running it back from last year, but that hasn't been the case so far.
No, hadn't been the case so far, but I do think he's a good enough player that it's going to happen for him.
Hope so.
You know, like I do, and we'll see. You know, I can remember a couple of rushes he had yesterday, and one of them was a real positive rush where he and Trayvon won on the same play, and Drake May just got away from everybody, right, on that particular play. So I do think Josh is one of those guys where you're not wrong to say he hadn't had a big impact at this point in 2024, but I don't think he's a guy that you ever have to question the effort that you're going to be getting from Josh Hines-Allen within games. The one negative play I can remember from Josh Hines-Allen yesterday was where, once again, he was kind of inexplicably asked to play coverage on a play.
On the opposite side of the field.
Right. Like, it was just an odd kind of defense to call.
I heard Coach Campo talking about that, too, on the fifth quarter yesterday, that he thought, because they blitzed from the other side, he thought that the team thought that JaMychal Hasty would just stay in pass protection. And instead, he slipped out, and then Josh Allen's got to run from the other side of the formation to try to chase him down.
And now you got the guy that can make you miss running back in space against a defensive end, you know? So it's usually going to go against the defensive end in those kind of moments. But that's the one kind of negative play I can remember from Josh yesterday. But, you know, in fairness, no, there weren't a whole lot of, this is where he really made a play for him yesterday. No, he didn't do any of that yesterday.
No, he's on pace for like 6 or 7 sacks this year is where he's at. I mean, he's got 2.5 through 7 games. So, you know, pick it up. I'm with you on that one. Let's go to Bodie in Gainesville. Bodie, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Cody, but so I had an alternative point to the Josh Allen thing. For one, how about Trayvon Walker? Because he's playing as good as any pass rusher in the league the last few weeks. He seems to make a play all the time. And secondly, I love the way the offense looked yesterday. That's the way it should look. That's the way an NFL offensive line looks. You run the ball successfully, you push people out the damn way, and you let your quarterback make good decisions and go deep to the good receivers that we have in Brian Thomas Jr. and Evan Ingram. If you can formulate that every week where you can run the ball well and make good decisions and Trayvon keeps winning, we know Josh Hines-Allen's going to make plays. Man, the Jags are playoff bound. We're going to come back and go on a run.
All right, Cody, hope you're right. But I'll say this, you don't get to play the Patriots every week.
No.
I'm sorry. You just don't get to just run it 2/3 of the time and push everybody around on the line of scrimmage. That's not how the NFL works. Not every week. Anyway,
no,
you're able to do it against the Patriots. Thank goodness. If you can't do it against them, you can't do it at all.
No.
So hopefully that the offensive line is rounding into form. I mean, they had 2 outstanding games in the last 3. And, you know, anytime your quarterback doesn't get hit, Tony, and your running backs are averaging 4.5 a pop. By the way, 4.5 is like league average. You know, 4 yards a carry is not eye-popping in the NFL anymore.
Like, in a lot of ways for 2024, we have to refigure the way we look at running games in the NFL. Teams are running the ball more. They just are. You know, like, I can remember last week a lot of people talking about how weak New England was against the run. Well, yeah, they're giving up 135 or whatever it was on the year against the run. That was 19th. It wasn't 30th in the league against the run. It was 19th against the run. Run defense, run games are up across the league. Teams are just more committed to running the football this year than they have been in a long time around the National Football League. So, look, New England can't stop anything. They're not good against the run. They're not good against the pass. The Jags were able to take full advantage of every advantage they had in the football game offensively yesterday. And if they had been put in a position where they had to throw to go beat New England, I think they would have, given where Trevor Lawrence was and the way the pass game was working yesterday too. But yesterday was all about, we can run it down their throat. We're going to run it down their throat.
Right. If you can do that, you always want to do that.
Yeah.
But you can't. This is not how, quote, NFL offenses operate. I mean, NFL, it's a passing league. It's not a running league. And when you have that opportunity, when you have a line, rare is the team that has the line that can impose their will that way on another team consistently for 60 minutes. And if you can, absolutely. By the way, Trayvon's had 2 good games out of the last 3. I mean, he disappeared against Chicago. He didn't do anything against the Bears. But, yeah, if you roll the 3 games in, he had the 3 sacks against Indy. He had the sack this week, so 4 in the last 3 games, very good, right? In Chicago, he had 1 assisted tackle. Didn't have any quarterback hits, so got to make that, if you want to be superstar level, you got to do it more consistently. I like the direction he's trending, though, over the last 3 weeks, overall. And he's up to 6 sacks on the season. So let's hope that continues for Trayvon Walker. Nobody's rooting against him. I guarantee you that. 641-1010. We'll take a timeout. If you're on the line, be patient. We'll get to you on Victory Monday here on Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle. If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle with lifetime warranty, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Best price, best payment, best trade-in value, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. With a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, Garber Auto Mall can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there is always a little room for wiggle. Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
Jaguars Today.
It's a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees, and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jacks for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. In today's world of retail, how has a store like Underwoods stayed viable against the big national stores?
Frank, that's a question with a direct answer. At Underwoods, we've never aspired to be the biggest. What we've always tried to do is be the best. When you take this approach, there's some things that come to mind immediately, like fine quality merchandise bought by buyers that are experts, high levels of service delivered by a staff that are helpful and know what they're doing. Then there's some things that people don't really think about at all, like the finer a gem, the more rare it is. And these gems are not mass producible because they were made by God millions of years ago. Because of that, there just aren't enough of these for the big multi-store retailers to buy and put into their merchandising schemes. So at Underwoods, we buy these finer, rarer gems and create jewelry pieces that the people in Jacksonville expect out of us.
When you want the best, it's Underwoods. Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
It's soccer around the world, and here at home on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour on 1010XL. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk.
Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 a.m.
Do you feel a ghastly presence in your septic tank this Halloween? A septic emergency is spookier than a haunted house. But fear not. Duck Duck Rooter is here to rescue you from the depths of septic despair.
I'm Vlad, the Valiant Septic Tech, ready to cast out the demons from your septic system. If your toilet's acting possessed or your pipes are stirring up a witch's brew, we got the magic wand to fix it all.
Call Duck Duck Rooter at 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic tank pumping today.
A no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your Awaken 180 results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. No risk, but every reward. With the solution for weight loss, awaken180weightloss.com.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Brian Thomas Jr. is putting up Rookie of the Year type numbers for the Jaguars.
Play fake, Trevor drops the throw. Looking, fires deep downfield, wants Brian Thomas Jr. And that ball is caught! Somehow caught, he's tackled to the ground at the 20-yard line of the Patriots. Christian Gonzalez had great coverage, but it's a 58-yard gain to the 20-yard line.
Frank Frangie with the call on Jaguars Radio. Dan Hicken this morning on The Drill had a strong reaction to the big play from Trevor to BTJ.
Might have been the best throw and catch in the Trevor Lawrence era.
I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
I agree with the overall sentiment of that last little promo we ran there, or sports update. Protect Brian Thomas Jr. at all costs, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is a superstar in the making. I mean, rarely. I mean, I'm not saying never, because we've seen some great rookie splashes on this team. Looking at you, Freddie T. Right? But I mean, how many Jaguar rookies have come in and immediately given you this kind of juice right out of the gates?
At a skill position?
At any position.
Right? But yeah.
It's easier to note at a skill position, right? Because they're scoring touchdowns, they're making big plays and all that. But dang, that was a hell of a throw. Might have been able to throw it out there another yard.
Yeah.
And either way, hell of a throw.
I mean, Josh
hell of a catch.
Hines-Allen was a Pro Bowler as a rookie.
Yeah. I'm saying, the list is not crazy
No, it's
long
not a long list. We were talking about, is he Defensive Rookie of the Year, right? Like, we were talking about it that year with him. So he had an impact but they are.
And he went on to get a $30+ million a year deal, right?
Yeah, and they are few and far between. But
that's what I'm saying.
At skill positions, it might have been since they've had this.
Hard to know, man, but hard to remember every. Say, I could be forgetting something along the way, but it's been pretty impressive. Yeah. Let's just put it at that. All right, let's get back to it. You want to get in? That's what Reaction Monday is all about. It is Victory Monday, of course. Let's go to Thomas in Arlington next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Duval. All right, give the man a T-shirt. Thomas, if you want a T-shirt, make sure. Dylan, are you getting everybody's number as they call in, or what are we doing here?
No, I'll put him back on hold.
All right, we're going to put you back on hold after your call. We're going for the first local Duval this morning, Thomas. So go right ahead.
I'm so proud of our team. My guy, Parker Washington's run back was awesome. I don't watch the game. I listen to him on your show, of course, and I actually had to walk in the house and watch the replay of that. Hank Bigsby, 118 yards, 26 carries. The whole team just kicked it. And the only question I have is, do you think by them lose Roy Roberts might have had something to do with their motivation?
I don't know. That's a fair question, though. Mm-hmm. Thomas, hang on the line. All right, Dylan's going to pick up the phone with you here in a second. I don't know. I can't overplay that. I'm not in the locker room, right? Yeah. And it's not like I've had players been telling me that, oh, this guy's been a problem, whatever. You can extrapolate anything you want out of that. I mean, is there a 0% chance? I say no, there's not a 0% chance that had some impact, maybe, if he was being a bit of a malcontent. But again, I don't know that. You know, he's gone now. Let's be happy that Ventrell Miller stepped up, spoke to the team, and that the team was receptive to it, Tony, and responded to it, right? For the most part, although it is weird. They were kind of flat those first couple of defensive drives, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they go down and get 10 points. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Are we in for just another? Are we really just this bad? The Parker Washington punt return, to me, was like the mirror image of the Tyreek Hill 80-yard touchdown. Even though that didn't give Miami the lead, it felt like that was the punch that was going to kill you, right? And this one was the one that put away New England, even though it was the second quarter. It was like, all right, the Jags have come back. It's 14, but it's 14-10, and there's a minute 35 left in the half. There's no guarantee we're going to go down and get any more points. In fact, maybe we go 3 and out and we punt it back and they get a field goal. Who knows? Or whatever. Maybe it's just 14-10. But that 96-yarder, whatever they're officially calling it now, it was 96. Did they change it to 97? I heard a lot of people talking about 97.
Still see it at 96.
Yeah. 96-yard punt return. That was ball game right there.
No doubt.
I mean, look, we haven't had many turnovers this year. Defensively or special teams wise, not many.
No.
Certainly haven't any defensive scores. So to get a gift touchdown right there, Parker made a hell of a play, right?
He did.
And I'm not saying they just let it happen. He made a good play. The blocking was there, and boom, they executed. I don't know how often your coach wants you taking it back from inside the 5, but if you make that play, he's like, no, yeah, that's right. Once he's out past the 30, you're like, oh, yeah, that's a good choice by you, Parker Washington.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, most guys you don't like returning from inside the 10, but that one worked out just fine.
Worked out. If it works, it works, right?
Yeah, for everybody involved. And it's, when you have a guy who punts the ball 65 yards, odds are you're going to have a little bit of space.
True.
On the other end of it, too. So, all those things factor into it. So, a heck of a play. Obviously there by Parker Washington. By the way, text line mentioned a couple names we didn't mention, talking about the rookie impact stuff. Blackman did have an impact as a rookie, obviously. Yeah. Mojo had a big impact as a rookie.
He did, but he wasn't starting. You know what I mean?
No,
he had an impact. I don't know if over his first 7 games I felt the same way about Maurice Jones-Drew. I'd have to go back and look at
Fournette was
scores.
Really good as a rookie. That 17-year, that game in Pittsburgh was a monster.
I'm not saying it's like I said.
We mentioned it. We didn't hit every name.
It's probably single digits.
Yeah,
right.
Jalen Ramsey was a fantastic player as a rookie, and then things happened the way they did with Jalen here. But he was a fantastic player as a rookie. But they haven't had a bunch of them, and it's not like they haven't been a franchise that's not been picking in the top 10 a whole heck of a lot over the years, but not getting that kind of impact. And now, they trade down, get extra picks for a guy who looks like he is the next one for them in a wide receiver room where they've been looking for the next one for 20 years. It's been a long time that they've been looking to fill the shoes of Jimmy Smith, and Jimmy's one to talk about Brian being the guy that's going to fill those shoes for the franchise. It's pretty incredible. I don't know that they've had another guy that you could target on the play that they targeted him deep downfield like that yesterday and him make that kind of play. I'm not saying nobody else can make the play, but every time they throw that kind of ball up to Brian, I expect him to come down with it. That's where he's already at in my mind for this football team, and they haven't had any of that since Jimmy left.
Yeah, for the record, Jalen Ramsey had no interceptions in his first 7 games, right? And so, look, he had. I'm not saying he was a bad player, but I'm talking. Brian Thomas is putting on highlights out there, scoring touchdowns, making big plays. I mean, Jalen was a good player.
Brian Thomas is playing well enough that yesterday I'm watching Red Zone. Obviously, after I get home, and they're late in the day, they're doing their best rookie performance of the day. right? And they gave it to Keon Coleman, and they're showing the plays Keon Coleman. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Show me Keon Coleman making a 60-yard catch with a defender sitting on his back.
Right.
Right, like show me that. Show me where Keon Coleman scored a touchdown. Oh, he didn't. I was like, what? Brian Thomas Jr. is clearly the better rookie between those two yesterday. I actually had the gall to be frustrated by someone besides Brian Thomas Jr. getting Rookie of the Week in a stupid little segment like that, but I thought it was well-deserved.
All right, let's go to Desmond on the west side next up on Victory Monday. Good morning, Desmond.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Excellent.
Hey, I'd like to give 2 shout-outs real quick. The first shout-out I'd like to give to Walker Little for stepping in.
There's one. That's who we're waiting for. All right, who's the other one?
And for Shah Khan for getting the stadium deal done. You know, I have an 8-month-old son, so, you know, as times go by and, you know, the stadium get done, I have somewhere, you know, my son can go see the game, you know, and enjoy the shade instead of being out in the heat in September.
You'll be a granddad before you need to worry about this again. You know?
I'm only 27.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to be a granddad by the time, you know, any more stadium refurbishing issues pop up on that front. So, but you're right, Desmond, hang on the line, all right, because we got Dylan ready to hook you up with a T-shirt. Walker Little, we were hoping somebody would mention. I mean, look, that was the one major injury that the Jags suffered yesterday, and Cam has been playing better in the last couple of weeks, you know. So Walker Little came in and contributed to this team running the ball effectively and, again, not having anyone lay a finger on your quarterback, which is the primary job of a left tackle.
Played really aggressively yesterday.
He did.
Like, Walker Little was the aggressor in every situation once he got on the field yesterday. And look, I get it from an offensive lineman perspective. I imagine you get thrown into a game like that and you're looking up and every time you go into the huddle, they're calling another run play. And it's like, I just get to hit the guy in front of me in the face. Here we go. You know, like now I'm just playing the kind of football I want to play. And all those offensive linemen always feel that way about it. They want to run it. Right? Like, that's what they want to do. They do the job in pass protection because that's the job, is we have to do that. But when you get in those kind of games where it's like, I just get to go punch the guy that's in front of me for the next couple of minutes, they can't get enough of that. And Walker Little looked like a guy who was just having a good time beating the guy up. Whoever happened to get in his way in that game yesterday was fun to watch.
By the way, Leonard Fournette, I think, had 7 touchdowns in his first 6 games as a Jag. Scored in every game. And then missed a couple games due to injury. So I would say absolutely. He set a high bar. Coming in, had 3 100-yard games in those 6, including 181 against Pittsburgh. As you mentioned, Tony, with a couple of touchdowns in that one. Caught a touchdown, ran for 6 in those 6 games. So very impressive. I told you, my memory's not what it used to be, man. I can easily let one slip past the goalie. All right, let's take a timeout. Come back. More T-shirts to give away in hour number 2. It's Victory Monday, trying to celebrate the second Jaguar win of the season, 32-16 over New England. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. After the fourth quarter winds up, wind down with the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. After the game, join hacker Leon and Coach Campo.
From Island Girls Cigar Bar on Gate Parkway.
Brought to you by Von Rowan Law and Hurricane Grill and Wings.
Who has the best lineup this season? Honda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, hybrids, and electric. This is one of the greatest lineups Honda has ever had. And now is the best time to purchase or lease one. Visit your local Honda dealer now. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Anthony. I've been practicing criminal defense law for over 40 years. It's what I love to do. It's what I do well. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 2854-LAW. 2854-LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
Find your why with membership at the First Coast YMCA. The Y has something for everyone at any age. Come try free access to your local Y every Wellness Wednesday this month. Check out our fitness classes, swimming, pickleball, youth sports, and so much more for free every Wednesday in October. Plus, we'll waive the join fee when you become a member this month. Get active, Be social, live healthier, and discover all the benefits of YMCA membership at your local Y or visit fcymca.org.
Dreamfinders Homes, Monday.
On Jaguars Today.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Hicken here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley. Hi, Ken. Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see, hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime-scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
October is ending, but I want to keep the fall fun going. So I shopped Kohl's lowest prices of the season. I saved 30% on top active brands like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. Then I got my kids some boots for under $22. Scored 50% off Food Network baking must-haves, and earned Kohl's cash. Yeah, it doesn't get better than Kohl's. Flex styles. Offers end October 27th. Coupons do not apply to Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Hayes Carlion for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. Skylife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at Skylife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Thinning or balding hair? Introducing Scalp Micropigmentation now at IHRS. SMP is a procedure for men and women, looks like your own growing hair, and corrects thinning areas. SMP is perfect for men and women who shave their head and want a full head of hair look. Call IHRS now, 904-777-IHRS, 904-777-4477, or visit hairforme.com today.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
With Jacksonville having a chance to break the game open, Parker Washington took advantage of the opportunity for the teal and black when it mattered most. Washington would take a punt coast to coast for a 96-yard touchdown, making the score 22-10 with 1:34 left in the first half. The Parker Washington return score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Florida's win over Kentucky on Saturday saw the continued emergence of the Gator offensive line for head coach Billy Napier.
If we're going to be a contender around here, we're going to have to be really good up front on both sides. I think we're seeing that the last 2 games in particular against good personnel and competition.
There was some controversy in the Dogs' victory over Texas. Head coach Kirby Smart offered his thoughts during the postgame.
Now we've set a precedent that if you throw a bunch of stuff on the field and endanger athlete, that you got a chance to get your call reversed, and that's unfortunate.
In the loss to Duke, FSU head coach Mike Norvell pointed out to several areas for improvement.
We have to eliminate the missed opportunities with the drop balls, the penalties, and perimeter blocking have got to be better. We just have to continue to improve on that.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:58, it's 74 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler, Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
All right, we continue along here. I thought of a good one, Tony, to trigger a T-shirt giveaway, but I think it's unrealistic. I don't think anybody will get there. But if they do, we'll definitely give them one. We'll see how it goes. Happy Victory Monday, everybody. Everything's a little bit happier and lighter around these parts. 32-16, Jags win it. Regina in Mandarin, hello, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning. Sweet Victory Monday.
Sweet.
Good morning to you guys.
Yes.
You've already said everything. The one thing I wanted to bring up, Andre Cisco's play. Didn't he do a much better job? But I don't know what happened, what got him motivated. And that was my comment.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing. Pardon?
Go ahead, please. Sorry.
And the only other thing that I was like, the first 2 drives, the defense looked weak, and I remember Tony saying, here we go again. But they woke up. So have a good rest of your Monday, celebrating the victory, and go Jags!
Go Jags. Thank you, Regina. I like Regina.
I hope too.
I hope to meet Regina one day. She didn't want a T-shirt. We've offered her a T-shirt.
Offered,
She's a regular. She calls all the time. She didn't call just looking for the T-shirt, Tone. But look, it's still concerning that you can't go to sleep against Jordan Love and the Packers. Take the quarter off, right? And because if you find yourself down 10 or 14-0, they're not as easy to come back on as the New England Patriots. So don't dig yourself that hole. The Jags did not play a perfect game yesterday. They dominated a bad team, but there were still some flaws in the performance. Again, I'm happy overall.
Yeah. I think, look, they took Antonio Johnson out of the lineup yesterday.
Yeah.
And maybe that helped fix some things for him in the secondary a little bit. Daniel Thomas obviously played a lot because they had him back in yesterday's game. It obviously had an impact. They weren't as bad as they've been in a typical week, right? But they still had the drive where they are up 15 and New England goes down the field and scores pretty easily, big chunk plays. It's that kind of thing didn't totally go away yesterday. I also say, talk about Andre Cisco, who I do think played better to a degree yesterday, but Andre Cisco is the guy that when they drafted him, we talked about he's around the ball a lot. That's the reputation.
We thought he'd be getting a half dozen picks a year by this point in his career.
And yesterday, the pick that he had an opportunity to make is a play I expect Andre Cisco to make.
Yes.
That's just the play I expect that guy to make within a game like that, which is a little bit disappointing. But overall, they got the result that they wanted. I do think not having Antonio on the field for whatever reason helped them on defense yesterday, and that's why he wasn't active. For the football game yesterday, is they knew they needed to make some kind of change somewhere.
And Jarian Jones broke up a couple passes playing nickel.
Absolutely.
Darnell Savage played mostly safety in Green Bay, so he is quite capable of filling that role here in Jacksonville, and it's good to have Tyson Campbell back. So, and
Tyson, man, he had a chance to make one too.
I know, but still,
it's a team that those opportunities have just been so few and far between that when you have a game like that where the guy threw you a couple where you had an opportunity, and by the way, I expect Jordan Love will do the same. He does that every week. He gives defenders opportunities.
Threw a couple this week,
right, with the ball in their hands. Jags are a defense that to this point, I don't have a lot of confidence that when it's thrown to them, they'll catch it. They had an opportunity with a couple of those yesterday with their two guys that I feel the best about being in that situation. It's Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco. Those are probably the two I'd pick. If they're going to throw one to one of our guys, those would probably be the two guys I would pick for them to throw it to. They came up 0 for 2 in those situations yesterday.
All right, back we go. Philip in Arlington is up next. Philip, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Yeah, I'm glad they won yesterday, but it was New England, and you covered most of what I wanted to talk about. Josh Hines, Allen, with the money you got paid, bro, and we got us an average player, and our rookie, Brian Thomas Jr., have the Jaguars finally, after all this time, drafted a superstar. This rookie is this polished, stone cold rookie. But like I said, I'm glad for the victory. But look, you guys are aware our schedule coming up. This is still the same team that got embarrassed by Buffalo and.
We know it, Philip. We're not trying to pretend otherwise.
Stuck in anything.
I mean, it is what it is. But they didn't play those teams yesterday. They won, and we agree with you. This doesn't prove that they're ready. As the Tesseract indicated, the Earth was ready for a higher form of war.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the Jags are ready for that higher form of war at this point in time.
We'll find out on Sunday.
But your points about Brian Thomas Jr. are well taken. By the way, I looked it up because, and again, this is not trying to, it's just, people are bringing up good names. Somebody brought up James Robinson making an immediate impact. Absolutely. I think more like in my head, I was thinking like a guy you drafted to be that superstar. Like James Robinson came out of nowhere. Was had the greatest rookie season, undrafted rookie impact probably in the history of this team, right?
Yes.
For the rookie season. Justin Blackmon, his first 7 games with the Jaguars, had no more than 67 yards receiving in any game, had only over 48 yards that one time when he had 67, didn't score a single touchdown, had reception totals of 3, 0, 1, 6, 3, 1, and 4. Those were his first 7 games as a Jaguar. And I'm not Justin Blackmon then, a couple of weeks later, went for 236 versus Houston. He showed he was quite capable of high-end production.
Yeah.
But at this point in his rookie season, now granted, he's not playing with Trevor Lawrence, and I get it. I'm just saying that rare is the guy that has come in and you hope becomes a superstar, and you're like, I see it. I see it right now with Brian Thomas, and we didn't have to wait at all.
Yeah, they haven't had another guy, or if they have, it's a really short list of guys that they come in and, especially, again, at the skill position stuff, every time they touch the ball, every time the ball is going towards them, you're going, what's about to happen on this play, right? Like Brian Thomas Jr. has that aspect to him. Fred Taylor had that to him. There's no doubt Fred had that from the moment he stepped on the field. For the Jacksonville Jaguars, he had that every time he touched the ball. You were like, what's going to happen on this play? Brian Thomas Jr. has that kind of impact on what they do on offense, and his role in the offense seems to be growing. They were willing to throw him more short, like screen stuff this week than they have been earlier.
Ransom reverses.
Right, like they're getting him the ball in different ways right now, too. They know what they have in Brian Thomas Jr., and he's only going to be featured more and more as we go forward, and there's no reason not to have him featured. They have not had much of that in the history of the franchise.
Now, Marvin Harrison will play tonight, and he's only played 5 games, not 7, but that's
the concussion,
that's him.
Yeah.
He's got 17 catches for 279 yards, and yes, he has 4 touchdowns, compared to 30 catches for 513 yards and 4 touchdowns. Brian Thomas is on pace for 1,200 yards off the top of my, looking at that. Marvin Harrison is no doubt. You got to get up and get him. I think the Jags coveted Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors has been phenomenal, but he's been hurt as well.
Yeah.
So Brian Thomas so far has stayed healthy. Roma Dunze is an afterthought compared to the production of Brian Thomas. Not saying he's not a good player, and he's in a different circumstance with 2 guys clearly ahead of him right now on the depth chart. But anyway, we're very happy, BTJ, that you are here. Let's go to Steven out at the beaches. Next up on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, Steven.
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
What's up?
Can we get a Duval?
Duval! We can.
I just want to give a big shout-out to Walker Little and one to Devin Lloyd for that monster sack he had, and Deontay Johnson stepping up when he needs to.
All right. You know what? Why don't you hang on the line? We didn't have anything in particular, but those are a couple of good ones. Like, Devin Lloyd still, I don't know if he's ever covered anybody yet in his time. Honestly, in his time in the National Football League, right? I really don't know. I mean, Hunter Henry's just out there just running. And we knew. Look, they come in, Tony, their top wide receiver, based on the last couple weeks and last season, has been Demario Douglas, right? Mm-hmm. Now, he had a slow start to the year. Then May got in there. He threw him 9 balls last week. He caught 6. He had the touchdown. You're like, all right, this is the guy that he's got some chemistry with, right? So he goes out early. I think he had an illness he was dealing with, something like that, right? That, yeah. And so he's out. Ramondre is banged up. Antonio Gibson gets hurt early. He leaves the game. They got nothing. They got Hunter Henry. And you know they're going to use Hunter Henry. And he still had a big game. But Devin Lloyd did maybe play with a little more intensity, led the team in tackles, had the sack. So, good for him for having probably his best game of the season. He's not perfect, but we need more of that level of play.
Well, and I think we're all curious at this point what exactly it's going to look like when Foye gets back, right? And how they're going to choose to get their linebackers out there and onto the field. Because, look, I think Ventrell Miller has earned a big role in what they want to do on defense.
I agree. I'd play him over Devin Lloyd.
I would too. And exactly what that's going to look like when Foye's back.
It's going to look like Foye and Ventrell Miller.
But we know they're going to rotate those guys. I don't know if they'll ever stop rotating those guys. But the defense is better when Ventrell's on the field right now. And I think they need Devin Lloyd on the field in situations where you're asking him to run forward, not backwards. Like it's just one of these. He is a liability in coverage for the football team, and that doesn't mean that every time you put him on the field, teams aren't going to be like, all right, check to the tight end pass. Like I'm not saying that that's not the situation, because teams can adjust to what you're doing. They'll try to take advantage of Devin Lloyd when they can, but Ventrell Miller has been such a good player for them to this point that he's got to be on the field.
Did you get Steve taken care of in there, Dylan?
Yes, sir.
All right, we good on that? All right, because he also mentioned Dearness Johnson, who deserves a mention today, right? This is the guy that I thought they got when they signed him originally last year. Like a guy who can fill in. He can do a little of everything for you. He's not a superstar, but he's not a liability when he's out on the field. 9 carries, a little over 4 yards a pop, and he caught 3 out of the backfield. If Tank had a pair of hands, Tank could be one of the best all-around backs in the league, honestly. Mm-hmm. Can't catch a cold. They threw him one ball, he dropped it, and they're like, we're not going to throw another one to you.
That's enough of that.
We've seen enough. And he's just not a good pass catcher, or at least he hasn't shown to be at this point in time. So, and it seems like one of those skills, like at once upon a time, people said that Fred Taylor's a little sketchy catching passes. Like, you're an athlete that good, you got to be able to figure that out. Fred figured it out, and became a weapon in every phase of the game. I'm not saying Tank Bigsby will ever be Fred Taylor, by the way. I'm just trying to be clear here. I'm just saying that Tank is an exciting, young, 23? Young player, can certainly run it. He's shown, to me, surprising long speed this year, even though he's been caught a couple of times. Not everybody's going to house every ball that they take 50 yards. Saquon got ran down a couple of times yesterday, but he ripped off some long runs. They flipped the field for you, so Dearness Johnson did a nice job as kind of your third down pass catcher, what have you. And when you're carrying it 26 times as Bigsby did, it's not like they gave, let's make sure we split this evenly. No, Bigsby was the workhorse, but that just goes to show you how much they were able to dominate New England, that they had another 9 carries, 35 carries from your top 2 backs, and they threw them a total of 5 passes on top of that. So, that's 40 opportunities for your top 2 running backs. You don't get that too often in the National Football League. Why don't we take a quick look around the rest of the league?
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Cleveland quarterback Deshaun Watson suffered a torn Achilles on Sunday. He'll miss the rest of the 2024 season. Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels left during the first quarter of Washington's win over Carolina yesterday with a ribs injury. Daniels got x-rays done, is believed to have avoided a major injury, but will be undergoing further testing today. Seattle wide receiver DK Metcalf left with a knee injury. He's also reported to have avoided major injury, but will undergo further testing today. San Francisco wide receiver Brandon Ayuk was carted off the field yesterday, is believed to have suffered a torn ACL. Will undergo further testing today to confirm that diagnosis. Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Aiden O'Connell was forced out of their loss to the Rams with what is now being called a broken thumb. He will get further testing done today to determine the extent of that injury. And New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll said that Daniel Jones will remain the team's starting quarterback. Drew Lock was put into the game in relief of Jones yesterday, but Daniel Jones still expected to be the starter, at least for now, for the New York Giants.
All right, we will get back to your calls. We see on the line right there. Be patient. It's Victory Monday. A lot of people want to get in, a lot to talk about in a positive fashion. We don't get that around here. At least we haven't very often this year. I'm happy about it. Look, I get some people are, hey, you know what? This is going to cost us in draft position. Whatever, man. I'm not anywhere even thinking about that.
Way down the line.
10 games left to play in the season, and as Doom put it yesterday, I think on social media, we got our quarterback. I'm not worrying about watching the draft position fluctuate week to week, right? We're not trying to get in position to draft Shedeur Sanders or any of these other guys. But I will say this. If the Jags miss the playoffs, I hope they're high enough that they can capitalize on somebody wanting one of those quarterbacks and add a little more draft capital to the bottom line. But I'm not worried about it now.
No.
You know, and don't think that was an open door for draft talk, okay? That's kind of us detailing why we're not going to do draft talk, all right? That's what that is. All right, we'll take a time out here. Come back, more of your calls straight ahead on Victory Monday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. I talk about these guys all the time because I trust them to come into my home, replace all my windows, my sliding glass door. Everything looks fantastic in my house. My house is more energy efficient. And what else do you want? Energy efficiency, beauty, upping the resale value. Not that I'm looking to go anywhere. Pella Windows and Doors have made my home a better place to live, and they can do that for you as well. Stop by their showroom on Phillips Highway and talk to their professional design consultants. They'll guide you through your entire project. Online at PellaJacks.com. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios
at 1010XL.
He'll cross the line into the danger zone so you can be informed from the safety of home.
Out here, it's military law, and I'm in charge of enforcing it.
His car line takes you behind enemy lines. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
Is an injury keeping you on the sidelines? Whether it's your shoulder, neck, back, knee, wrist, or ankle, don't let pain hold you back any longer. At Injury Care Centers, they offer the same high-tech treatments trusted by the pros to supercharge your recovery without surgery. The road to recovery starts the moment you pick up the phone. 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Jaguars Today Monday is built by Dream Finders Homes,
official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed is taking action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit, lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. That means this is the best chance in 2 years to do a cash-out refi and unlock all that equity at an amazing rate. Loan Pronto has fixed loans under 5% APR, the lowest in 2 years. You can get a fast refi and get $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 in cash. Use it to pay off all your credit cards, personal loans, car loans. You'll end up with one payment each month. And for most homeowners, they save over $850 every month. If you want to keep your original mortgage intact, ask about the Loan Pronto Express Equity Line of Credit. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. So call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781.
It's a scary time of year.
Especially for North Florida jewelry stores. It's a buy one, get one free on wedding bands. Happening now through Halloween.
At the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Cyber threats don't take time outs. Protect your business with DoubleCheck Cybersecurity's AI-powered solutions. Get 24/7 defense and stop hackers before they score. Don't wait. Visit doublecheck.com to schedule your free security consultation today.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating this week's high school scholar athlete, Mason DuBois, senior volleyball player at Mandarin High. Macy is a member of the National Honor Society, has applied to attend the University of Tampa. Congratulations, Macy.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
What is the only city to host both the Summer and Winter Olympics? The answer next.
Does your homeowner's insurance company contact you before, during, or after a big storm? If not, then it's time for you to contact Southern Oak Insurance. Find us online at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Beijing is the only city that has hosted both the Summer and the Winter Olympics.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe. I want to talk to you about picking the right battles to fight in this life. Every day, we have opportunities to get upset and angry. But I want you to realize that sometimes you have to ignore in this life so that you can soar into the kingdom of heaven. My encouragement, friends, to you is to pick the right battles to fight. Fight only battles that help you draw closer to God, because you have to ignore so that you can soar.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
DG missing out, man. We don't get a lot of these, Tone. At least we haven't so far. 2 out of 7. Victory Monday. David Garrard's got the day off. Got Check the Tape Tuesday. All our regular stuff coming up the rest of the week as we settle back in. Everybody's back from London, man. Those I tell you, I like the 9:30. Get done at 2:30 with the post game. I'm home before the 4 o'clock kicks. That never happens. Got to watch all of the Chiefs and 49ers and then fall asleep exhausted by the end of like the first quarter of Sunday Night Football. But it is a I'm on the air till 11 on Saturday night. I can't fall asleep right when I get off the air. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's like a 2-hour sleep night heading into Sunday. So I'm glad to go back to 1 o'clock. But then we get Sunday Night Football the following week. Give me 9:30 over Sunday night every single time. But hey, you know what? Philly's a weird team.
They are.
Right? They kind of slop around a little bit. They played pretty dominant football against the Giants yesterday, but Jalen Hurts wasn't great. You know, he had a couple of rushing scores, but, you know, it's like, let's just go 1-0 against the Packers and see where we're at that point in time.
No doubt.
You know?
Look, A.J. Brown's dangerous.
Bro, you think?
Like,
did Devontae Smith get hurt yesterday?
I didn't see him get hurt.
He had, like, nothing. He didn't,
I don't think anything in the pass game was working except AJ.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's
Is Goddard that important to what they do?
Right.
Like he was out.
So much of what they were doing was give the ball to Saquon. He's killing these guys, and that's basically what the game became. And then they did the Eagles thing. They got to goal to go at the 2, and it's tush push time.
Bro, I got 26 out of Saquon this week. I could have had an epic week
I know.
with Saquon.
I know.
You got to carry at the 1. He got stuffed, and then Hurts got it, and Hurts got another one from the 1.
Yep.
Right there. Boo, hiss, tush push, outlawed. All right. Let's go to Barry on the west side. Barry, what's going on?
Hey, how we doing?
Going well. What's on your mind, bud?
Hey, nothing much, man. I'm just going to take this win as a win. I just hopefully moving forward, our secondary will have to really kind of play, starting with the Packers next Sunday. The defensive coordinator will have to make a decision. But rather, if Foyer comes back,
what would you do let's say Foyer is back this week? What are you doing?
I will start Ventura and Aloykin.
Yeah.
And have Lloyd come off the bench. And you may want to look into trading Ronald Darby for Xavier Howard. He's still a free agent as a corner, but he's still getting killed. He still gets killed. And you need that secondary guy to back up Tyson Campbell, because Campbell can't cover everybody on the field. And that's my take.
All right, hang on the line. We'll get you. That was thoughtful. We'll get you a T-shirt there. Xavier Howard's still out there. There's probably a reason he's still out there. I don't know what the film shows. Does he still have much? And what are his salary expectations? I don't know, Tone. Did Ronald Darby play badly yesterday? In particular, he's had a rough season, I think.
Yeah.
Particularly the last few weeks. But the receivers didn't do much of anything in this game yesterday, with the exception of Hunter Henry, and that's not Ronald Darby's responsibility. I do think it's good to have Tyson back. Let's put it that way. Monteric didn't play that much yesterday, or at least didn't dent the stat sheet very much. And that surprised me because he has played well. I thought he outplayed Darby in the last 4 weeks when Tyson's been out. And if we're really doing this thing on kind of, merit and the young guys and let's, I don't know. I would have expected to see more of Monteric Brown yesterday.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Xavier Howard, it was a foot injury, wasn't it?
That he suffered
at the end of last year.
I'll take your word for it. Was it like a List Frank kind of deal?
I don't remember exactly what it was. I know he suffered something that kept him out the playoff game.
Yeah.
In Kansas City for the Dolphins at the end of last year. And look, I don't know how much of that's having any kind of impact on what's going on. With him not being on a football team at this point in time. I don't think you're going to go to the street and find somebody that's going to have some big impact for you at
Probably
this
not,
point.
right?
Like the odds of that are just really low. Your guys have to play better, but they're your guys, right? You can shuffle things around. They were willing to do that this week. Antonio didn't play, right? They made a decision. Antonio's not playing this week. He's hurting us too bad. That with the liabilities at times, with the things that we're doing, we have to try something else. They did. They were better this week.
This is a team, though, that should be able to do that at safety, right?
Yes.
Like they've got, and this is even without Andrew Wingard. They've got options at safety.
Yeah, and Wingard's still on the way back.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see when Dewey gets here what kind of impact he can possibly make. But, and it's not like they aren't going to trust the young guys because they put Jarian Jones in as their nickel.
Yeah.
To affect this move, to make it happen.
And it'll be interesting to talk to Logs tomorrow about what was different at safety this week compared to the past couple of weeks, right? Like
in terms of what they actually did to play better.
We know why Antonio wasn't on the field because we've seen him play.
Right, he's giving up big plays. He's missing tackles. He's been a mess.
Like the rationale for him not being available for the team yesterday is clear. It's how much of an impact did it actually have on the on-field product for him? And we know that whatever it was against the Patriots team that can't threaten you in the pass game anyway, right? Like that's part of the factor of how much of an impact any of the changes had. Green Bay is such a completely different animal in the ways that they can threaten you in the pass game. New England can't threaten anybody with the options they have.
By the way, Philly had a game that was just very similar to the Jags, right? I'm looking at the score. They only threw it 14 times. They threw it 15 because Kenny Pickett came in and, I guess, mop-up duty or whatever. But 10 of 14 for Jalen Hurts for 114 yards and a touchdown. he was sacked 4 times, though. Like, you compare that, like, Trevor only threw it 20 times, which is very low. 14 is ridiculous. But, like you said, Saquon Barkley is churning out 176 yards on 17 carries. I mean, that is getting it done. Right? That's 10 yards a pop,
That's
obviously.
Nuts, yeah.
Right there. I'm just looking. Devontae Smith had 2 targets, 1 catch, -2 yards. That's like 0.8.
Yeah, him and Tyreek and Jalen all getting together.
Let's go to Darren in Ponte Vedra next on Victory Monday. Darren, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, please.
Hey, guys. Happy Victory Monday. It feels good to breathe on a Monday and have this win under our belt. You know, it was great to have Tyson Campbell back. I'm glad he got this game under his belt before we hit Green Bay this week back at home. I hope that helps him get his wheels going. And big shout-out to Parker Washington and all the special teams. I mean, it feels good to have a kicker go up there. You feel like you know he's going to make the extra point. He's going to make the field goals. And the special teams, I thought, had a great game. That felt like that broke the game open, if you want to call it breaking the game open. That was totally just like, bam, when that happened, man, we just went ballistic. I said, that's going to be a win. That just won us the game. I felt like that was the win game. But anyway, guys, love the show. And just what a great feeling it is on Monday. And, man, we need some more of these. And let's stack one up against Green Bay. Come on, let's go.
Duval! All right, Darren. I'm not giving Darren a shirt today because Darren calls like every day, and I mean this in a positive way. He's going to get his at some point. All right, so you don't need to worry about it, Darren. There'll be one coming for you. Like imagine somebody tweeting me that says, "Oh, I can't believe I'm not going to get a shirt." When they know they're going to get a shirt. Imagine that circumstance, Tony. Anyway, what we're going to do in the future, I think, is simplify this. We're going to take everybody's name and number when they call on Monday, on a Victory Monday, and we're just going to go grab bag with them after the show. You know what I mean? Because I get it. People, you want the shirt. The shirts are cool. I like them. Go to my Twitter feed, @MD_1010XL. Big Al Stewart out there throwing up a bunch of pictures of him in his Victory Monday shirt that he picked up from our inaugural giveaway a couple of weeks ago. They're sweet. They're really nice material. Like, they didn't cheap out on these whatsoever. You know, they're pretty simple, but people like simple sometimes. Those, what was it? Patriots Suck? Was that the shirt we did?
Yeah.
Back in 2007?
Yeah.
And they were like the gold standard of giveaways. All it said in black letters on the front, Patriots Suck, with like the 1010XL logo on the back.
Talking about
that was it.
The Patriots deal too. You know, we had so much going on last week with all the locker room stuff and Cisco and Trevor saying the things that they had said, that we had so much of that kind of stuff going on that we couldn't even get into the history of this series against the Patriots. This is only the 3rd time the Jacksonville Jaguars have ever beaten the New England Patriots.
We'll take it.
Right.
I mean, it's not exactly the 2007 version of this team.
It's not, what happened. They won a playoff game in 98, and they won that Week 2 game in 2018. And yesterday, that's the only 3 times they've ever beaten the New England Patriots. And we had so much other stuff going on that we couldn't even get to the series history, which – could be part of the discussion, but they overcame all that crap.
The one in 18, they treat it like their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? And then the rest. So let's hope it's a reverse effect. Like, this is the one that sparks the rest of the season instead of culminating the season in Week 2.
3-12, I believe, all time against the Pats.
All right, let me get George and Mandarin up here before we hit the break. George, you're on Jaguars Today. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Go Jags, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, buddy. I thought Walker Little, when he came in, Mike, I thought he really did good from the very first play. He really did a good block, and that was that one when Tank, if he'd have made one more miss, he'd have made it. But then he ended up making a touchdown after that.
Yep.
But it was a great victory, and I think we should let Devin Lloyd, let him loose. I don't think he's really good at thinking about all kinds of stuff. I think when you give him go get the guy, go get him. I think that he does much better in that position. We got to figure out a way to keep Ventrell Miller on there, and just a very good game, man.
Yeah, hey, George, we appreciate it. Look, and a lot of people bring up over the last few years, really, Devin Lloyd needs to be used more as a pass rusher. It's something he did in college. I got to believe that this coaching staff doesn't think he's as good as the public at large at that, right? I mean, because Especially now, if you do bring back Foye and you're running with Foye and Ventrell, I mean, it's not like I saw Muma out there running around yesterday. They're playing multiple guys, but who do you have behind Josh Hines, Allen, and Trayvon Walker?
Yeah, not much.
Anybody.
You saw
Miles Cole, and he's not even active for the game.
They were putting Yasir Abdullah in that position a little bit yesterday, right? Like you saw him playing some end for the football team yesterday, but yeah.
I mean, if it's an obvious passing situation and they're not going to try to run it at Yasir, because Yasir's not a big guy to be playing that position if it's in like a base defense type formation.
Sure.
You know? All right, we got to take a timeout, George. Thank you for the call. The rest of you on the line, we'll get to as many as we can in the final segment coming up. Got a lot to get to here. Happy Victory Monday. Jags win it 32-16 over the Patriots. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. You hear what Hacker did? Hacker's passed the century mark. He's dropped 107 pounds with Awaken 180. I didn't have to drop that many, but that's okay. You know what? Wherever you are, maybe it's 10, pesky 10. Just can't seem to get rid of it. Maybe it's 50. Maybe it is 100 or more. Awaken 180 can take care of you. I needed to drop about 25 pounds, and they told me I'd drop 4 to 5 pounds a week. Well, I did it in a month, about 5 weeks, exactly as they said, and even more importantly, I've been able to keep that weight off. That's the big attraction to me of Awaken 180 weight loss. It's lose the weight, do it safely, but keep it off. Maintain that. Now, for over a year, I've been able to do that. I've never been able to do that. Awaken 180 is just a different group, and it's free coaching and support for life. I hit my goal weight, and it's free after that. Everything is free, and that's true for everybody out there. Be the next success story with Awaken 180. 844-346-1800 or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Guys, don't suffer through this season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations with advanced urological care to improve your health and vitality. Visit ackermanurology.com.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dream Finders Homes Monday on Jaguars Today.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners. Do you need chain link fence, commercial steel, or rolling doors? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they can stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So contact Coyle & Sons today. That's 904-356-4821 or visit them at coiljacks.com.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
The Florida Forum Speaker Series welcomes former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson October 29th. For your chance to win tickets, text FORUM to the text line covered by Lifetime Flooring at 641-1010.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job and an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
The Jaguars are back at Everbank Stadium to go head-to-head with the Green Bay Packers for our crucial catch game. Join us October 27th as we fight cancer through early detection, risk reduction, and awareness all game long. Lock in your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you there.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WindoWorld wants you to do. WindoWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WindoWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WindoWorld can.
And with WindoWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WindoWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WindoWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WindoWorld, and to top it off, WindoWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WindoWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindoWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
WindoWorld also offers energy-efficient doors.
When you're injured in a car accident and the insurance company denies your medical bills, denies to pay your lost wages, and won't repair your car, it's time to fight back. Time to call Farah and Farah at 800-500-5555. Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars running back Tank Bigsby put on a show on Sunday in London with 116 yards rushing and 2 scores for the Jaguars. Doug Peterson after the game on Bigsby's big day.
He's done a really good job for us. Going into the season, behind TJ, and he's earned the right to be out there. He's earned, an opportunity, and, he did a nice job today. Ran hard, ran tough, as they say, ran behind his pads. I thought the offensive line did a great job for him, but, he did the rest. I think he had went over 100 yards again today, and just a great effort.
Doug Peterson on Tank Bigsby. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jacks cool since '87.
All right, I hope the Jags don't cool down. They cooled down for the first 2 Patriot drives this weekend. It's still a little disturbing. Every week it's like you're going to have the season on the line every week until you stack up some wins. And you may never get to the point where it's not on the line this year, right? So I got to see a better sense of urgency out of these guys sometimes, Tony. I didn't feel like I necessarily got that early, but they picked it up and they showed you what they're capable of. The thing I'm most impressed with is 2 of the last 3 weeks, Trevor Lawrence has not gotten hit. Okay, and I know, all right, offensive lines take a little while to round in the form. Not everyone's does. Some of them play well in week 1. Why are we the one that it's understandable you're going to get your quarterback killed for the first 5 weeks? No, it's not understandable. Mm-hmm. So if this is what they're capable of doing, and granted, New England is not the greatest test. The culture not the greatest test.
No.
Let's do better against, I don't think the Packers have the most fearsome pass rush, but Rashawn Gary is better than anybody that those 2 teams have. So let's play at a higher level. All right, Dylan?
10-10
Take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 Take. Brought to you by
Double-checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
All right, I'm enjoying Victory Monday, but I'm going to go back to a Doug Peterson staple. So what, now what? Okay, great. You beat the Patriots. Nobody's throwing a parade for this one. They're bad. You beat a bad team the way you should beat a bad team pretty handily. In the end result, you doubled them up on the scoreboard. you want to get Jaguar fandom back on the bandwagon, go out there and punch Jordan Love in the face and beat the Green Bay Packers. Find a way to have one more point on the board than they do at the end of the game, Tony, or otherwise it's just a speed bump in the way to a top 5 draft pick.
Yeah.
This game this week. So are they capable of playing better than they've shown this year? Yeah, I think that's why we're all so frustrated, right? If you hadn't squandered all those games, you'd have to win all of them. You'd be sitting here at 4-3 right now. All right, we're right there in the mix with everybody else.
Yeah.
It would probably be disappointed with 4-3, quite frankly, the way they gave away some games. But there's nothing you can do about that now. Go out and beat teams that on paper are better than you. Yeah. That's what you're going to have to do in the next month plus.
Yeah, the margins certainly haven't changed, right? It's a Jaguars football team that in 2024, given the way that they've handled one-score games here early in the season, and we talked about it when it was going on, they don't have any more room for error in those games. There's no more room for flexibility. You can't drop any more of them. You just can't. Houston has played 5 one-score games yesterday. They're 4-1 in those one-score games, including one against you, right, that you should have won if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. You don't have any more room to let any of those slip by. And we know the schedule is way more difficult playing Green Bay than it is playing New England. But you keep the options open for yourself by finding some way against New England to win a game. And they dominated New England for the final 3 quarters of that game. It's hard to imagine they're going to be able to dominate Green Bay, given the way that Green Bay is built right now. But they need to find some way to be good enough to beat Green Bay.
Yeah, you don't have to dominate them. Just score one more point.
Now you're just win a game like you win games in the NFL.
Win it as ugly as possible.
None of that matters.
As long as you don't have a crippling spate of injuries. Like I don't want to come out of it with the win, but you lost 6 starters.
Like C.J. Stroud was not very good in that game yesterday against Green Bay.
C.J. Stroud, if Trevor Lawrence had that game,
they'd kill him.
I mean, he threw for less than 100 yards.
Right, they'd kill him. But it was still, Houston is a good enough team that they kicked a field goal to take a lead, and Green Bay had to go do it again.
Yeah, you know what they relied on though. The running game.
They did.
Joe Mixon.
Mixon is back,
Tank.
and he's been really good these
Etienne,
last
if
couple
you're
of
back.
weeks. Absolutely.
Hey, D'Ernest.
That's back to the NFL. Find a way.
Let's go.
Find a way. And you're going up against a Green Bay team that's going to put that to a real test because Green Bay's a good football team. New England is not, but Green Bay is. So how do they handle that against a good team, to get themselves really off the mat here in the 2024 season? That's to be seen. What do they do against Green Bay?
All right, here's the challenge for me right now. It took me about 30 minutes to reboot this computer.
Mm-hmm.
Will I be able to log out of my social media before the end of the show? Will it allow me to get to that point before the end of the show? I'm betting no, personally, so may have to rely on the good graces of Mia O'Brien, who will be sitting in this chair for the next couple of hours. All right, let's get back to the callers on the line. Jay on the west side is next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning. I totally agree with you guys. I was calling to say that I'm glad we got the dub, but let's keep consistency. I said that with the coach. Okay, we got the dub. We didn't do consistently with the Bears. So let's keep it consistently. Offensive line, the running game, the play calling was great. Trevor,
did you say the play calling was great, Jay?
Well, I mean,
no. Hold on. I'm not arguing with you. I'm trying to give you a T-shirt here. Because I was wondering, will anyone say anything positive about Press Taylor today? And that's as close as we're going to get, I think. So when you're done making your point, hang on the line, and Dylan will hook you up, all right?
Oh, okay, yeah. That, like I was saying, keep consistency. Defense, good job of adjusting after the first quarter. That's what I'm saying, just consistency. Okay, we got the dub, but consistency is key.
All right, I appreciate it. Let's see it again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it again. But let's see the last 45 minutes of that again, right? Again, they weren't even consistent for 4 quarters, but they played a team that they were capable of handling and practically naming their score against, and they finally woke up and did just that. I mean, Parker Washington broke their back. That's all there was to it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's get Paul on the south side. Dylan, if you could be so kind. I know you're taking care of Jay in there. Paul on the south side, you're next on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, please.
Hey, good almost afternoon. I wanted to comment that I thought Ezra Cleveland played really well. He's been playing really well, pushing the piles and then pushing like the running back for those extra yards. Man, that was really impressive.
Yeah, Cleveland's been one of their best couple of offensive linemen consistently this year, along with Mitch Morse. I think so. That's a good point. All right, I'm a cheapie right now, Paul. Hang on the line. We'll get you. That's the last one we're giving away today. But nobody had given a shout out to Ezra today, so we'll I wanted to give away one more.
We got a lot of shirts.
Right? We do have a lot of shirts. We don't know how many more victories we're going to have is the problem. So, and again, future Victory Mondays, we're just going to make this grab bag style. It's going to be a lot easier for everybody, right? But we appreciate that. And I think Ezra Cleveland, Tony, you look back now, you're saying, like, again, it doesn't change. We're 2-5. We're not 5-2, right? But Ezra Cleveland, the contract they signed him to, based on the way he has played, he signed a deal that is less than half the money that the top guards in the league are getting right now. So if he can play,
certainly at least above that level.
Right. If he's above half as good as those guys, you're getting a bargain on what you're getting. I think he's played well above that so far this year. So imagine being the Carolina Panthers and you paid a guard $20+ million a year, and
They're
you're the
getting
Carolina
major
Panthers.
dividends.
Right. Because clearly that's what's been leading them to success. All right. Let's welcome in Helmets and Heels.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Update, I've signed out of Twitter.
Hey!
All right, so yes, I made it by the deadline. Lauren, you know the thing with some of these computers sometimes. They don't quickly sign you out of things.
That's why I bring my own.
I know you do. I don't have a laptop,
I don't run
though.
the risk of anyone else getting on my computer.
I have a desktop at home. I have an iPad, which I just don't think I like having the keyboard. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
I'm like that. Anyway, happy Victory Monday.
Happy Victory
nice
Monday.
teal outfit that you
Thank
got
you.
there. And I do notice the bow as well. You wore that at some point last week, I think.
I wear a lot of headbands. Yes,
Okay.
I love them.
Very nice. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
I think it will look good on Tony as well.
I'll let you try it on in the break, Tony.
There you go.
I don't think it would, but I appreciate it.
I think we got to find out now. All right. So, how you feeling today?
Oh my goodness. So much better than at the end of the first quarter yesterday when
right?
I thought yesterday if they had lost, obviously it would have been one of the worst losses of all time, but the vitriol towards Josh Hines-Allen today, if the Jaguars had lost that game, the way that he looked in that first quarter was not going to be good for him.
Yeah, but I mean, they also put him in a ridiculous position to try. You can't. I don't care.
Don't put him in coverage.
I don't care if you're covering a fat guard coming out of the backfield. If you're coming from the opposite side of the formation and he comes out the other way, how are you supposed to cover that?
Yeah.
So.
But look like you're putting more effort in. Again,
I
that
hear
was
you.
just
I know,
at the
I
end of
hear
the
you.
first quarter, and
I
then
hear
everything
you.
changed, and we all got to be happy.
Right. As somebody said, somebody on Twitter today, I forget who it was, said, this is the game this week against the Packers. If they lose, that's it. Burn it to the ground, basically. If they win, I'm all in. Okay, so what if they win and they lose their next 4? You're going to keep that energy, right? You're going to be all in as long as they win this game coming up. This is the one you've decided will be the litmus test for the year.
For me, I don't like to get into regime changes, coaching changes until the end of the season because we wait so long for football season to get here. Let's break down the games
Right, let's
and worry
not
about
blow it up.
Correct.
Because look how well it's worked out for the Jets so far. Oh, they gave up 31 straight? Oh, interesting.
To Russell Wilson.
Interesting. You just fired a defensive-minded head coach, and you gave up 31 straight points to Russell Wilson, who, by the way, in the first quarter, looked more inept than the Jags did in the first quarter yesterday. If you watch that first quarter, I mean, he is just bouncing balls all over the damn place, not anywhere near, and then he throws for 260 whatever. It's like, I fell asleep.
That's why you watch the whole game.
Nah, not me.
Well, not them. I mean the Jags. That's why you watch the whole game before you get angry. Wait and see what happens.
Nah, we're going to get angry. It's just life, and that's people, and that's how we are.
I mean, literally in the first quarter yesterday, it was like, fire everyone. And then at the end of the second quarter, it was like,
I never doubted.
I
never doubted.
We have one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best wide receivers, one of the best young running backs.
Pro Football Network, I don't know if you ever use their site.
Yeah, of course.
All right, they have a stat called Quarterback Plus.
Yep.
Number 1 this week, Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
Number 1 ranking in the whole league. In terms of his plays. He had an A-. He's the only guy with an A.
I saw his total QBR was like 96.1 this week.
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's he and Jared Goff, I would say, that had two of the better weeks.
Goff was second. Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, it's the air yards. That catch, when you watch the other angle that
Unreal.
has on social media now of BTJ's catch, like How does he catch that ball with an arm draped over him?
Like I said, put him in bubble wrap and please protect him at all costs, right? I mean, that's, he's over 500 yards through 7 games, and we were looking at.
Best since Randy Moss as far as the first, 7 games.
Is that
stretch.
right?
Yeah.
Rare is a Jaguar rookie, as we talked about, offensive skill rookie who has come in and made you think this guy could be a star that quick. Rare. I'm not saying we went through some of them.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette did it. Freddie T obviously did. There were some, but it's not many. Justin Blackmon had 0 touchdowns through 7 games at this point in time. Hadn't had a 70-yard game.
He was a little busy off the field.
No, he wasn't. Not his rookie season, he wasn't.
No, I mean off the field, doing things that he shouldn't be doing.
Right, but he wasn't. But he was playing at least.
Yeah, no, he was playing.
All right, I'm sure you'll talk plenty of Jags today.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to college football as well. Keep the Victory Monday rolling along.
All right, there you go, LB. Have a great show.
Thank you.
Helmets and Heels coming your way for the next couple of hours. That'll do it for us. For Tony Smith and Dylan Denmark, David Garrard had the week off. Hopefully he'll be back with us. Hopefully we'll have another Victory Monday next week.
Be fun.
Let's do Victory Tuesday tomorrow, checking the tape with Jeff Loggeman. Until then, thanks for all of your interest. Thanks for calling in. I'm glad we could give away some more T-shirts because we got a lot left. Compared to what I thought we'd have 7 weeks into the season.
Yes.
We're still north of 70 in the closet.
Start stacking them up, boys. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's make us do another print run of Jaguars Today Victory Monday shirts. That would be fantastic. But until then, have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll talk to you on Check the Tape Tuesday here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
So guess what? 10-10 is popping, and there won't be no stop.